Welcome back. After months of neglect, I have finally finished the A to Z list of my entire Trading212 dividend portfolio. So at the moment, I have about 720 different positions. I do have a few that are in growth or supposed to be growth, but there's about 720, say 715 dividend stocks from all around the world. So I put a link to the Google Sheets of this portfolio in the description below. If you see any links in the comments or anything, that's not me. This will be directly underneath the title in the description of the video. So hopefully it's of some use to you. There was quite a lot that had changed. I hadn't looked at it in, I think it was 190 days or something was the last time that I'd uploaded a video before now, which means that was the last time I'd edited this sheet. But it's top to bottom. I've grouped everything alphabetically first. That's the only real order that they're in, but it's not exact. It won't really apply to you too much. Actually, this is supposed to be in red because it is acquired. So how it works is, the only things that might be a little bit confusing are the frequency, which is just how often it pays dividends. This part over here is for me for doing videos. It doesn't really apply to you. Over this side is me logging where the dividends came from, and that's just for my taxes. So that doesn't really apply to you if you would like to take a look at it. Obviously, it's there for you now. But this section here also, this is return of capital. So when you receive a dividend, it may say ordinary, or it could be a manufactured dividend or a special dividend. But there is one that's called a return of capital, and that is a tax-free returning of some of the money that you've put into the company. So I don't think any of them have paid big ones, maybe a couple, but as you can see, there's hardly anything. Seems to be quite rare that they would do it, but it's basically a tax-free return of some of the capital that you've invested in the company. Or that should be a 0. So we have the countries that they all come from. They're on both sides, but that's just to help me when I'm logging the dividends. It doesn't really make a difference. And the color coding is also just for myself. But we have the sector that each one is in. So if you're looking for just tech dividend stocks or just UK dividend stocks or whatever it may be, it's all organized for you. And you can list them or sort them by country or by sector, or these are the industries. So if you're just looking for banking stocks or real estate stocks or anything like that. Now it's not 100% because I have done it manually. So I've done my best, is the best that I can really say. But there may be some that are slightly different. And if you do find any corrections or if you have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. But it will come in handy for if you're looking for any particular type of company, or if you want to, for some reason, directly replicate this portfolio. Or if you're just looking for something for yourself, like a particular, say you only want capital goods stocks, or if you hear in the news that there's a massive housing crisis so that you think that one particular sector or industry is going to be greatly affected. Or say, for example, when oil and gas prices went through the roof and if you had previous investments in those sectors or industries, then it could have been great for you, that kind of thing. But obviously there is a lot. There is a huge amount, and they're from all over the world, mainly the USA. I have about 400 US dividend stocks. I think it's about 150, maybe 200 from the UK, and the rest are spread out around Europe, mainly Germany. I have also organized some of the ETFs as well. If you see, like, I'll find one now, say this one for example, Global Water, there's 4 of them, and the ticker symbols are the same for some of them. That is just me having multiple versions of the same ETF because it's in different currencies. So that's just my own strategy. Rather than, some people will only invest in a single ETF ever, but what I'm trying to do is get a dividend, at least one dividend payment per day. And although these all pay at the same time, one of the reasons I'm doing it is if any particular currency becomes weak against the euro, because I'm using euro, then it will be cheaper for me to buy in that ETF because the currency of the ETF has gone down compared to euro. Now that's just my understanding of it, and I'm no expert, so if that's wrong, feel free to correct me. But apart from that, The only other real thing to point out is that anything that's in red like this has been like sanctioned, for example. Sanctioned, merged, acquired, delisted, bankrupt, any of that kind of thing. And rather than leaving them, or sorry, rather than deleting them from the spreadsheet, I'm going to keep them in just as a little bit of for a bit of historical significance. But yeah, I hope that this is helpful for you. Sorry it took so long, but I've been fairly busy. At one stage, I was working 2 jobs, 7 days a week for about 5 or 6 months. So there's been a lot of neglect. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that this is useful for you. And if you are looking for any particular type of stock, I hope that you find it here.